So, Bernardo, there's the awareness of the Brahman and there is the experience of the Brahman. And unless you have both of them, you don't have a complete uh, 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 becoming of the Brahman. You don't realize, there's not a realization of Brahman. It's a merging. It's a becoming Brahman. So I had an experience of Brahman over 2 years ago, about 2.5 years ago, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know that what was Brahman, and it probably took me another 8 months, 10 months to have the awareness of the Brahman, to understand it. And I wasn't at LOC 1000 when I had the experience. Yeah, I don't know. I think people throw that word void around quite a bit, and lots of people have different meanings for it. So I don't know. Nirvikalpa Samadhi is not Brahman. It's the Brahman coming down to you. But the shift, the experience of the Brahman is when you're pulled into it and you merge with it. Nirvikalpa is sort of like you're getting a taste of it. You're starting to understand what it is. You're starting to get very close, teetering on the edge of Brahman, more than merging with it. You're losing awareness. You're getting an idea, a sense of what it is when you come back, but it's not yet the full lived merger with Brahman. I would say the first stage of enlightenment is, Sahaja Samadhi. Sahaja Samadhi, where the I thought dissolves. And then I would say Brahman. You don't realize Brahman. There's not a realization of Brahman. No, 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 no. There's a merging with Brahman. You become it. No, your soul, your awareness is pulled into it and you become it. And then there's a descending back into creation, and part of your awareness is merged with that Brahman fully. Yes, there's further steps than Brahman. Yeah, there's the merger with the Supreme Being. Then there's firstly there's becoming Brahman, and then there's a merger with the Supreme Being, and then there's a descent back down into creation as a co-creator with the Supreme Being. So the Supreme Being then descends down into that form to manifest the divine forces on the planet. God, the universe, the intelligence, that cyan blue intelligence. So there's an entire journey the soul takes. Okay, firstly, the soul goes into dejection. It loses interest in the world. It can't find happiness. Nothing outside of itself can bring it any sort of joy or happiness anymore, and that's dejection. The soul has literally, it's done so many lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, and it no longer finds meaning in the world, right? So it's crying out for the Supreme Being, and this is the entire story of the Bhagavad Gita. It's Arjuna and Krishna. Arjuna is the soul, Krishna is the Supreme Being. That's the story when it's explained, right? And Arjuna is crying out on the battlefield. The battlefield is the world. Okay? So Krishna comes down, he descends down to be his guru. So the first stage is the soul. The soul becomes aware of itself in the individual. Okay, self-realization. Okay, then there's God consciousness, then there's unity consciousness. That's still all happening within creation. Okay, so there's a realization that the merging with Brahman is basically Brahman comes down and sucks the soul back into itself, and Brahman is primordial consciousness. Okay, so it's outside of creation. Inside of creation, you have all the non-physical realities. You have our reality, the physical reality. You have all the gods, goddesses. That's all in creation. Okay. The soul becomes one with the Brahman, okay? It descends back down into creation, merged with the Supreme Being being God, okay? And then there's the channel, that being in creation then can be used by the Supreme Being to be a channel for the divine forces, for manifestation, to help change the world through a physical form. What do you mean more developed? No, so that form now has become that channel for the Supreme Being to enter creation. It now has a vehicle that it can use to manifest. Well, like what? So the Supreme Being is all of us, okay? It descends down into creation in us, right? But it's veiled. So most people on the planet are all going around veiled by the illusion of Maya, okay? Caught up in the illusion. But now all of a sudden you have one individual in creation who is a channel for the Supreme Being to come in and bring down forces to make change with everyone else around them. Yeah, but it's not an end. It's so most people when they use the term enlightened or an end, it's like you merge back in and that's it. No, the whole yoga of the Bhagavad Gita is that you descend down back onto the battlefield. You don't go off into a cave. You don't. But the end is everybody is the Supreme Being. Well, okay. So to give your body to the Supreme Being for the purpose of manifestation is the ultimate, goal for anybody. It is to be, and it's not like you become the manager. It's almost like you're the manager and the Supreme Being is the owner, and everything you do is given to the owner. All the profits go to the owner. You get looked after, but you're literally a tool for the Supreme Being. No, that's different. Yes, straight down. Yes. I've gone the full 18 chapters of the Gita, merged with the Supreme Being. It's not as big a deal as you think, Felix. So it's a spark of the Brahman. The soul is the spark of the Brahman. The being is your being is a spark of the Supreme Being. So you're both, Desi. You're both the Brahman, a spark of the Brahman, and a spark of the Supreme Being combined, wrapped in one. Yeah. So the soul is dynamic. Sorry, the soul is a static concept. There's nothing going on. It's just awareness. And the being is dynamic. It can do things. It can make change. It can evolve. It can de-evolve. So the soul is a droplet of the Brahman that descends down into creation, wrapped in the being, Desi, which is a spark of the divine, of the God. Higher, it's Desi. So you're like this free will awareness unit, okay? And at the core of what you are is your own individual droplet of the Brahman, which is the self, which is self-realization. All of a sudden, okay, we have the awareness of the self, the realization, and you can retreat into your own personal version of Brahman. So the soul descends down into creation, okay, for lifetimes after lifetimes after lifetimes, right? And it's separate. It's not connected when it's in creation. So when it merges with Brahman, it's been pulled back into that Brahman. Well, there is, Desi. Well, there is. There's an experience that happens. From my perspective, there was a merging, and when there's a merger, you become it. You don't have a realization of it. It's not you in creation going, oh, I have an understanding of what Brahman is or the Supreme Being. You are it, Desi. When you are the Brahman, you are it. It's like I am that. I am outside of creation. Everything, and it's almost like right, that all the gods, all the universes, everything is contained within what you are. That's the realization. That's what you know it, because you are it. Same with the Supreme Being. When you have the merger with the Supreme Being, right? The idea that there's an individual who's in creation, who is self-realized, who is in unity consciousness, who's enlightened, it's laughable, because all that exists is that one reality of the Supreme Being, Sat Chit Ananda, that cyan blue consciousness, which is all intelligence, all love. That's all that exists. Everything else is just, the idea that there's an individual somewhere down in creation claiming ownership over enlightenment is laughable. Well, Desi, well, no, and funny, I made a video today talking about all this, and I decided not to put it up on YouTube. But your body exists within consciousness, right? Your body isn't you're not living in a physical reality like you've been taught or you've believed for all your life. Your body exists within consciousness, okay? And it's almost like a virtual body, and it exists within a like a rule set with rule, that it's confined. It can't fly. It has to stay in. Doesn't float off, and that's just the rules that are here in this reality that we have to use, or kind of abide by, to learn. Yeah, it's all about evolution. So the soul and the Brahman, they don't evolve. They're static, but the being has to evolve, because otherwise it can de-evolve, and it doesn't want that. So the universe is always trying to fill new states, become more, become love, and it uses us to do that. Yeah. So there's no love in the self, or in the Brahman. There's nothing. There's no love. The love is in the being. Okay, basically everything is just about love, love. All of us coming together in love, and by that happening, we're fueling it. It's basically feeding off our love, and it's progressing, it's evolving. But we are its parts. We are what it uses. We have these physical bodies. We learn, we evolve, and it's reaping the rewards. Yeah. But we are it. You need to, Desi, you need to read Tom Campbell's book, My Big Toe. He's a physicist, but he explains it very well. He has all the concepts for Brahman. He calls AUO, absolute unbound oneness. His version of the Supreme Being is AUM, Om. Yeah. It fits in with what I'm talking about. No, because I'm expressing it as my truth, Kunwar. So I'm trying to express it from my understanding of it. Most people have an understanding of the different stages of enlightenment through Maharishi. Okay, that Jan uses them, David Buckland uses them, so I kind of use that as well. But I also like the Bhagavad Gita, because to me it makes sense. I don't want to just merge. I don't want to just merge with something and that's it. I want to come back in and help, and in the form. Yeah. It's God in a physical form, descended down. Arjuna is the soul, and he's crying out, and Krishna is the Supreme Being coming down to the battlefield. Yeah. They know, they come in knowing that they are that. They're the same, Kunwar. There's one comes in with the awareness, and the other works their way through lifetime after lifetime to get to the same place. Absolutely, it's always It's no, there's no end game. No, I'll never say done. I don't know. I don't know what no. Tom, I believe, is an avatar. Yeah, but Satri's teacher. No, it's like they come from the Sri Aurobindo. There's a connection there with Sri Aurobindo. Well, I just gave you one. Satri would be one. Atmananda, his guru, would be another, and there's more. There's not an awful lot of them in the West. Well, the supreme being. So it has three options: evolve, stay the same, or de-evolve. So it needs to keep moving into more, these states of love, of becoming more, and we are its parts. So it's love. It's all love, Lynn. Yeah, it's unity, coming together, love for one another, and we can always. I can always become more. I can always that's never ending. We can always become more love. We can always, work on the being. It's like the realizations they can stop, but you can always become more loving. Yeah, like there's nobody. I don't see when you get to that level, right? Before right, you're looking at these beings as being above you, an avatar, their realization that you can see them as above, right? But when you get there, there's nobody above you. There's no being that's above me, and there's no being that's below me. It's just that's how it is. You just see it for what it is. There's no one above, there's no one below. It is what it is. Yeah, so it's like basically the supreme being wants to descend down into every single one of us. Okay? So if it's happening in one, then that one is helping all the others to have that realization, or that reality. That's what it is. It's about all of us getting it. Nobody left behind, Lynn. No, this isn't for a select few. This isn't, oh, this is my enlightenment, I'm only going to share it with you, or this is not like that. This is all of us get it. So basically, there, it's almost like I have to do things to stay grounded and to stay human now. Like I watch TV. I never used to watch TV, but I do it just to be normal, to try and, because it's flowing constantly and never turns off. Gunmore. I get up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. It's coming down through the top of my head. Never shuts off. There was a time when it was sporadic. It would come in, it would stop, it would, I'd be kind of like, oh, is it coming into? It never shuts off now. So look, again, don't get caught up in the time or how long it's going to take. Everything is just going to happen when it's supposed to happen, Kunwar.